Come prepared for defeat.
What's going on, everybody? It's Codemaster Hard Rock. I'm back at it again. This time, I'm doing another Becker Box. Bam! That's a lot better. So, for those of you who don't know what a Becker Box is, it is a box that is sent to me by a former Chaotic champion who I have grown to be friends with, Mr. Becker. But if you guys notice, I have a little bit of a strange anomaly going on right here in the card cam. I have come back with something interesting. For those of you who know, I had an interview with Marc Thompson, the voice actor for Kaor, Nadrin, Hearing, Peyton. And I asked him if he could sign a Kaor card for me. It got lost in the mail. That'll break my heart. But that's okay, because you know why? We got some new cards to show you guys, 6 as a matter of fact. So instead of having him sign just Kaor, I got him to sign 6 cards. 2 Hearing, 2 Nadrin, and 2 Kaor. So before we jump into the Becker Box, I want to go over something even before we get into the signed cards. I got a lot of questions asking me how do I sleeve my cards, because I mentioned in the past I triple sleeve. So I wanted to go over the order real quick. I first start off with these Dragon Shield Perfect Fit clear sleeves. This is what you want to start out with. Obviously, besides your singular Chaotic card, I'm just going to use this one as a base example. So I'll walk through this with all of you because I got a crap ton of these just hanging out. So, they're just very stereotypical clear sleeves, and this is the size of a Chaotic card. So what we're going to do is that we're going to actually, let's take an actual Chaotic card. This one right here. You see how this just fits in nice. Really, really nice. By the way, this card is Narfall in question. So, bam, first sleeve down, Dragon Sleeve. Then second, I go with the Dragon Shield Black Mats. I typically use the Chaotic sleeves that I already have, but if I don't have that, I just go to Dragon Shields right here. They were heavily discounted at my local Walmart. I got like a whole box of them for stupid cheap, less than $100 is my point. So we're gonna crack that open, and when you open it, there's 100 sleeves already. So I'm just gonna take the very tippy top one, set this one aside because I got the feeling I'll be using that later. Then we are going to fashion this inside the sleeve. Bam! So now it's double sleeved, and of course it's back. So we need to go over the final sleeve, and my final piece de resistance. We have these golden Japanese KMC sleeves. This is perfect for standard size sleeves. It doesn't have to necessarily go with Chaotic. You could use it for Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and none of you will understand what I'm talking about, but it also works with Powerline Ultra. If you don't know what that is, and if you're a viewer, stay tuned because I have a very, very fun project that I have been working on for 4 years coming up. So stay tuned in a later time for that. But in the meantime, when you crack it open, I want to show you guys. I already had an open one over here, but I did just want to show you guys this. So if you notice, on one hand, you'll notice that gold design disappears because it's only on one side. So if you're using the normal Chaotic sleeves, I typically flip it open like this, and it will give this nice edge look. Meanwhile, if you flip it around, you'll get that gold border around the card. You see how it's like gold just right over here, along the edges right over here. There's nothing on, the other side right there, as you guys can tell. But yeah, with that being said, that is my sleeve setup. I'm going to unsleeve this because it does not warrant the need to be sleeved. Oh no, I got a schmecky in there. The next subject of the video is the signed cards. The first one we have is Classic Hearing. Now, this cannot be played at a tournament because obviously the signature is on the text, but this card is not meant to be played. It's meant to be on display. But there is Marc Thompson's signature. and as well as hearing tainted, because we don't have a third hearing. There you go. Now, I don't have Nadrin Fluidmorpher's Foe, but I do have Classic Nadrin right here, as well as, oh, whoops, spoiler alert, Standard Nadrin. Very fun, very dope. And of course, we have the main man himself, Kaor, looking gorgeous as ever. Oh my god, I'm just... Oh, so cool. And last but not least, Kaor the Fierce, all signed by Marc Thompson. I'm going to put a splash page just like right up here of, or you know, just somewhere over here in this general vicinity of all 6 cards put together. But yeah, I want to put these cards side by side so you guys can actually see what they look like together. Oh my god, that's just so cool. All signed by the man himself, Marc Thompson. Gorgeous. Just so gorgeous. And I was messaging some people on the Chaotic Discord. They're like, you ruined your cards. And it's like, I understand that, but I got a dope signature out of it. So that's how I like to view it. In the meantime, however, let's wrap these up over here. I'll talk about a chaotic display in the future. But in the meantime, we need to jump into the actual subject of the video. So for those of you who don't know how this works, I crack it open and I reveal to you guys these supers and ultras that I pull. So, ooh, the first one actually is really strong. We have Ketak. He stands at 80, 75, 30, 15, 70. Energy Intimidation 10, Recklessness 10. Oh boy, equip him with the Berithian Axe. That is Intimidate Energy 20. That is stupid good. Like, right as the battle kicks off, boom, there goes 20 of your opponent's energy. Without, you know, playing anything. You know, that's just inherent. Like, that's, oh my god, that's just incredible. I was already told in advance that this box was going to be killer, so right now I'm already seeing some really killer cards. The next card in question is Colmo Assimilated. 80, 60, 40, 70, 65. Invisibility Surprise of opponent. Opposing engaged creature is a Mepedian Royal. Colmo gains invisibility, strike 20. And then if you toss a Mugic counter, if it's not engaged, move it to an open space onto the battle board. It is unique. That is a pretty solid card, not gonna lie. Especially in the future where I can see, you know, Mepedians featuring a lot of royal cards. I know that for a fact that's just gonna be good. Next is Ritsu Dog, 45, 50, 45, 60, 50. At the beginning of combat, your engaged creature gains 50 to its lowest discipline. It's okay. It's not the worst. Then we have Kurtlan, 60, 40, 60, 15, 40, 2 Mugic. While he's in your discard pile, Mandiblor is in your cards in your discard pile. Count as Mandiblors you control. This works really well when it comes down to Hive abilities. And the next... Oh my god! We got him. We got a second Quad. I can actually make my proper Danian deck now. 75, 40, 50, 70, 55. Yeah, on the energy. Deal 10 damage to target creature, and Quad gets 10 energy. This works really incredibly well in a burn strategy. Next, we have Lore, another burn master. Looking at 35, 35, 80, 25, 30. Toss a Mugic, deal 10, gain 10. Or rather, gain 10, deal 10. Then we have Vixben, and that is the last one of this particular hand. I'll put that stuff right there. Sitting at 25, 50, 75, 35, 35. Fluidmorph, when an opposing creature plays a Mugic card, remove all Mugic counters from him. And if you remove more Mugic counters this way than the Mugic card's cost, you negate it. So it's basically a you know, like a no you type situation. That's what that is. Moving on. God, I just love having a bunch of... Oh! Scythia, Gothos Spy, hello. 65, 85, 45, 70, 30. Toss a Mugic. The controller of target engaged creature reveals their attack hand. Deal 5 damage to that engaged creature for each element of those either revealed attack cards have. So let's say your opponent has Armageddon in their hand. That will deal them, let's see, 5 damage. That would be 20, which is, oh my god. That card is so sought after right now. Oh my god. It's wild that I now have it. Next, we have War Beast Power Leash. We've talked about this card in the past. Equipped creature gains 5 energy. If equipped creature is War Beast, it gains Recklessness 5, gains 5 energy for each Conjurer you control, and deals an additional 5 damage with attacks. That's pretty solid. Next, we have Brain Amplifier. This is a card that I mentioned was severely underrated when it comes down to overworld-based, or rather wisdom-based battle gear. Equipped creature gains 15 wisdom and 5 energy. When it wins combat, it gains music. Pretty solid. Next, we have a Ripple Foil Castle Bodrin, baby. Love them Ripple Foils. Initiative power. At the beginning of combat, each player may return a music card from their discard pile into their hand. God. Super iconic. I don't know why this one's sleeved, but it's Vasquin. It is a OP tournament card. Okay, well, I did find a card that should have been sleeved. I will swap it out. And that, my friends, is classic interest. 40, 45, 35, 60, 45. It is a whatever. You know, it's just super whatever. Right now, I'm coming across a lot of cards that are pretty solid, actually. Lots of very interesting cards. So far, this box has been killer, and we just barely started. Oh boy, there's like a cluster F of, you know, sleeved cards in here. That is super exciting. By the way, I'm only combing through these just so I can, like, just burn through it. Next we have, a Mivendal. 65, 30, 45, 35, 35. Sacrifice and return target Mandibulor in your discard pile into play in an unoccupied space on your side of the battle board with no music counters. So he revives. Okay, we got a second Ulm quad. Or now I own 3. 65, 60, 45, 50, 55. Deal 10. Yeah, just oh my god. Next, we have another Arabean. I own this card already. Sitting at 80, 60, 50, 55, 55. Waterproof 10, Hive. He gains 10 for each infected creature your opponent has. Pretty solid infection-based strategy. Next, we have Draz. Just a really good Danian. 80, 60, 40, 10, 65. While infected, he gains Earth 5, Hive, Outperform, Courage 5. Pretty solid. Arabean, already went over it. Not gonna go over it again. Next, we have Hammer Doom Chant Caller Assimilated. 70, 30, 60, 60, 55. Hive, Fireproof 10. Attacks played by Hammer Doom Chant Caller deal an additional 5 damage to underworld creatures. He's unique and loyal. Next, we have Marant. 35, 55, 65, 25, 35. When an affected creature is put into a discard pile, he gains music. That could be used for, like, recycling type things. Next, we have another Minval. Then we have Elna, 80, 65, 40, 35, 65. Pretty solid. While he is in your discard pile at the beginning of combat, activate Hive. Pretty awesome. I don't know if you have to deactivate Hive at the end of the turn, or if it just automatically deactivates. Somebody please explain. Wama Hive Ordinance. 55, 45, 65, 25, 55. When a Mandibulor comes into play from a discard pile, Wama gains a music counter. Hey, there's some synergy right there. Infected creatures do not reveal their battle gear at the beginning of combat. Ooh, that could be devastating. Next, we have another Draz sitting at 85, 50, 35, 30, 65. Really solid stats. Merit, we already went over him. Karaba, 65, 30, 35, 50, 30. Toss a music, heal 10 to target creature for each music counter on Karaba. If you attach the brain amplifier thing, if you only had higher wisdom, I think that would, work out to its favor. Next, we have another Karaba, 3 Karabas in a row. All right, next we have Hune Paltanen. 70, 10, 110, 15, 45. When an opposing non-overworld creature loses a music counter, heal 10 damage to target creature. Is it just me, or does the font of that card look kind of funny? Like, hold up. I need to compare him to Karaba right here. Oh yeah, the font is definitely a little bit different. I wonder why that is. I mean, it's not really a big deal, to be perfectly fair, but it is just something I happen to notice. Next, we have the Web Crack, a staple in just every single Underworld deck ever. Gain 15 power. If it's an Underworld, gain Fire 5. Solid. Next, we have Warriors of Orwaiki. Mepenians you control gain Toss and Music, deal 10 damage to target engaged creature. Flip Warriors of Orwaiki face down at the end of combat. It is legendary for the Mepenians. The only thing I am missing in terms of legendary battle gear is the Dread Tread. And once I get that, I'll have all the legendary battle gear. Pretty solid. Move these extra stuff aside. We have Gigareth Tar. Equipped overworld creature gains 5 energy. Sacrifice it. Heal 20 to target creature. If it is a caretaker, it also gains a music. Works really well with a lot of creatures, actually. Next, we have Tomugar, the most whatever Underworlder I could think of. 35, 60, 70, 15, 45. Target creature gains 25 to a discipline and loses 10 to another. It's just super whatever. You know, whatever. Next, we have Achatos, Eloquent Motivator. 95, 30, 65, 20, 40. At the beginning of your turn, Underworld creatures you control gain Intimidate Courage and Intimidate Power, 20 each. Toss 2 Music, target creature gains. If an adjacent opposing creature can move to this creature space, it must do so. This works really well with Lord Von Blue. If you guys have saw my battle with Raimusa Rudd, which by the way, we are planning another collab in the future. You guys will see what I'm talking about. But I will say this. Oh no. It does involve this box of Silent Sands. We will see. Rather, you guys will see. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Next, we have Magmon, Retaliator. Looking at 60, 90, 15, 35, 70. Magmon deals an additional 5 damage to Marillions and minions. Recklessness 5. Pretty solid. Next, we have a Fire and Stone card. I de-sleeved it because, you know, it's a common. 55, 30, 55, 35, 45. Expend Earth while engaged. The active player reveals a new active location. That is really solid. Next, we have Ilks. Again, a pretty solid creature. 60, 85, 20, 40, 75, Air 5, Recklessness 5. If opposing engaged creature is unequipped, it gains an additional Air 5 and Recklessness 5. Next is Poison Panic, a card that is prevalent in most water decks that at least I hope it would be. If an attack card named Poison Panic is in your attack discard pile, reduce this damage by 5, and it does 10 damage for base 1. That is really nice. I like that a lot. Psyfingler's Shelf, Initiative Power. There's a lot of cards to go through. So if you guys want to read the effects, go ahead and pause it. I'll give you a second to do so. In the meantime, however, I'm just going to comb through the rest of these to see if there's anything worth note, talking about, things like that. Nope. Okay. So, I have the rest of the, supers and ultras in my hand from this particular grab. Next, we have Von Blut's Banquet. If you want to go ahead and read the effect, go ahead and pause it right now. We're going to be moving on to Glacier Plains Marillion Melting Camp. If you want to read the effect for this card, go ahead and pause it right now. In the meantime, we're going to move over to Shock Reflex. And just like the previous cards, go ahead and pause it right now if you want to read it. Next, we have the Indigo Grove. Again, if you want to read it, go ahead and pause it. Then we have Olmar's Projection Cavern. Same thing as before. If you want to read the effect, pause. Because I can't go over and read all these cards. My voice is not going to handle it so well. So I'm going to go ahead and comb through a bunch of these. The next card, we have Von Blut's Sickle. Again, if you want to read it, pause it. I'm going to keep combing through. We have Lure. Talked about him before. I learned a new strategy with this next card, Gigantroper. I learned how to save Eflar's invisibility, and it requires Headmaster Ankyaja and this card. I am just super grateful that the Chaotic Discord exists to alert me of these strategies, so now I'm going to rework my Mapedian deck to do this. Akazor? Whatever. 55, 25, 75, 25, 35. Target creature gains 25 to a discipline of your choice. I'm not going to read the brainwash text because just pointless. Then we have the Sharnock. If you want to read it, pause it. Pranker Tanker. I had this in my last box, I believe. I know I recently got this card. Again, if you want to read it, go ahead and pause it. In the meantime, we'll move on to Vanhra. Looking at 35, 45, 80, 25, 40. If you want to read it, pause it. Elna. I keep switching back and forth between reading and telling you to pause it. I'm just going to give you a second and just move onward. Whew, this is Velric Landfarer? Landfarer. Sure. Ooh. Super Cooled Rain. A card that it is painful being on the receiving end of. Man, there is just a lot of cards here where I am just like, holy schmacaroni and cheese, you know, that is just pretty good. Next we have Carnival of Confusion. If you want to go ahead and read it. Yeah. Ooh, Primal Smash, baby! Ooh, Primal Smash. Primal Smash is a really good card. A lot of people hate it. Next we have Mouth. I did get this in my last box for sure, and I love this creature now. I just love what he can do. He's solid. Moving down closer towards the end of the box, we're looking at Bodal's Arsenal. I don't know why this one is sleeved. Very strange. Okay. The Darkened Dunes, pretty solid. I've talked about this card in the past. There's definitely certain cards here where I'm like, this does not need to be sleeved. I'm just combing through these. Oh! Ooh! Yeah, baby! We got Nunkhorn assimilated! Ha ha ha! Looking at 66, or sorry, yeah, no, 60, 60, 65, 35, 35. Fluid Morph. At the end of combat, you may remove, or rather, remove any and all Muja counters from him. Oh, man. Oh, boy. He's solid. Next, we have Aerodrome. Basically recycling through your deck to find all kinds of cool goodies. I am finding a lot of stuff that I'm like, this is a staple in a lot of decks, and I'm so shocked. Or rather, you know what? By the end of this, I get the feeling that I'll be selling a lot of cards. Psionic Serenade. To Mujic, remove a minion card from your general discard pile from the game. Yeah. I was going to say, if you guys want to read it, pause it. I can't keep going back and forth with this. Next, we have ourselves Heptagon Hail. If you want to read it, pause it. Plus, this video is going on for almost 30 minutes, and I can't anymore. Next, we have Curdlin. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it. In the meantime, I'm going to comb through these as best as I can. Also, had to smell it. Had to smell it. Oh, boy. So many. Oh, baby, baby. Song of Revival. Oh, my God. Love this card. Not a lot of people do. A lot of people think it's, you know. But, I like it just fine. Coming up to the last bit. Okay. Okay. That is A-okay by me. We have Fanfare of the Brain to wrap things up. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the cards in reverse order that we got, just to show you guys what we have. Fanfare of the Brain. Song of Revival. Curtlet. Heptagon Hail. Psionic Serenade. Aerodrome. Nuncorn Assimilated. The Darkened Dunes. Bodal's Arsenal. Malif. The one and only Primal Smash. Carnival of Confusion. Super Cooled Rain. Do that. Vilric Landfarer. Elna. Vunra. Or Vunra. Pranker Tanker. Sardock. I apologize for the shaky camera. I'm just trying to organize. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Push that out. Akazor. Or however the heck you say that. Gigantroper. Godlike. Law. Von Blut's Sickle. Olmar's Projection Cavern. Indigo Grove. Shockery Flats. Glacier Plains. Marillion Melting Camp. Von Blut's Banquets. Oh my god, my nose. Psyfangler's Shelf. Poison Panic. Ilks. Very simple name. Magmon Retaliator. Agitos Eloquent Motivator. Tomuga. Man, I wish he was a better card. Gigorath Tar. The Warriors of Oiwaiki. Web Crack. Hune Paltanen. Karaba. Another Karaba. Another Karaba. Merit. Draz. Wama. Hive Ordinance. If I can organize my cards. Elna. Round 2. Mivendal. Marant. Hammerdoom Chant Caller Assimilated. Arubine. Another Draz. Another Arubine. I'm going to do that every time. Quad Godlike. Mivendal. Interest. Ripple Foil Castle Bodrin. And the way you can tell it's Ripple Foil. Yeah, you like that? But actually, I wonder, can we demonstrate it? Oh yeah, you see that like crazy ripple effect? Oh yeah, there it is. You see how it's like kind of wavy, like right there? Doesn't extend all the way. It's Ripple Foil, baby. Brain Amplifier. Also known as Underrated. War Beast Power Leash. Scythia Gothos Spy. Was not expecting this. Vix Ben. Looking Nuts. Law. Quad. Godly. Curtolin. Ritsu Dag. Colmo Assimilated. And finally a card that I have considered multiple times to put in my deck, Katak. With that being said, I think the best cards, you know what, I'm going to filter through these really, really fast just to go through the cards that I think, personally, are the creme de la creme and overall just absolutely incredible and amazing. For me, cards worth of noting are Katak, my not one, but two Quad. May I add, they're at the same energy. That is awesome. But obviously, this one's got to go into the team. Then we have Nuncorn Assimilated, Malif, Primal Smash, Gigantroper, now that I've understood the new strategy, Hyun Paltanen, and Scythia Gato Spy. I don't know how much this box is worth. It's worth a lot. That much I'll say for sure. But with that being said, guys, that was the end of the video. If you had learned something new today, awesome. And if you had yourself a good time, well, that makes things even better. And you know what? I want to give you guys something to look at. Let's look at my Kaor signed cards. Oh my god. Thank you so much to Marc Thompson, being the biggest sweetheart in the world, giving me the opportunity to get these cards signed, and I'm going to put them on display, the rest of my scanners. I did get the Dadian scanner. I did get it, and it is on my display now. And if you guys want to have a video where I showcase them, I'll be more than happy to. In the meantime, guys, that was the end of the video. If you had learned, if you had learned something new today, awesome. And if you had a good time, even better. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you around.